Hello guys, welcome to this live stream. And as you can see, things have been getting a little bit messy. Comes with the territory, I guess. And the sort of work that we're doing here. So I have not got anything planned for this live stream. I just woke up like literally half an hour ago. And there's so many things that I want to cover that I won't get to because we're gonna go through a video series, me and Errol together, and share with you absolutely everything that we wish to reveal, what has just happened over the course of the last 2 weeks, which have been the most extraordinary of 2 weeks that I've ever experienced. We're going to expose everything. So, how did I call this stream today? What the real great work looks like. And it got a little bit messy, as you can see. This is extraordinary stuff. I never get into fights. Okay? I don't do that sort of stuff. I clear things before any of that happens, because obviously in a fight, in a physical fight, you're compensating for an inner imbalance. But when you get attacked, obviously, you have to defend yourself. And boy, did I get attacked. And why did I get attacked? So, from the last transmission, and I'm only going to keep this short, I just wanted to give you an update that actually we're still alive. And you may be wondering, what does he mean? I mean, what's going on? Well, look at the last few videos, what I've been talking about, and you'll see that we were wide outside of our comfort zone. Like, I now know why I went into the ice cold water for 50 days in a row. It was preparing me for a massive, absolutely massive project, a massive achievement that we needed to do, that we needed to go into, even if it was dangerous to do so. We had to, and we did, and we succeeded. So, as I shared with you in the last video, we've just left, like a few days ago, we left Saint Corona in Austria. I was talking about in the last video how there's a significance to the place being called Saint Corona. The crowning during the Corona crisis, or as I would like to say, the Corona crisis will be solved with what happens in Saint Corona here in Austria. Now, who are you? Who are you, Steve, to think you can make any difference? Well, I'm just following the breadcrumbs. I'm just following the clues. I'm doing where the source is guiding me toward. That's all I'm doing. I'm here to find out who I truly am. And that comes with surrendering to where the one and only highest source from which we are all originating. We're walking, talking sources in the holographic expression of this multiverse. And you just follow that path no matter what. So I got a calling more than 2 weeks ago. Got my coffee here. In a place like, I haven't even got a clue where we are. I know the location where we are, but since we did that job, we're basically homeless. This is what has happened. It's crazy. It's really crazy. However, I got a calling to go to St. Corona, and I'm like, so Errol and Chris want me in St. Corona. I was already there in April, and I saw that there was something dark going on there. At the time, I decided, no, I'm not going to have anything to do with these people anymore, because I saw them for what they were. And we're going to expose these people completely. So there's a guy who goes by the name of Franzi Vogler, okay, who we have discovered is the high priest of Satanism in Austria, living in a chapel next to the church, directly in St. Corona, in the center there, a place that is very well hidden from society. And we'll get into all of the details. Like me and Errol have got a story to share with you where it wouldn't even cut 10 videos. If you do 10 videos, 2 hours long, it wouldn't even cut it. What has happened is just absolutely extraordinary. So what am I talking about? Yes, reality is the experience of an intention. Okay? It's the truth. You have an intention, you are creating that feedback loop into reflecting that reality that you are intending. That's why the Gnostics were called telestai, because they had an aim. They were not just like, oh, go up, take a sip of coffee, go to work, yeah, I have to do this, pay the rent, pay taxes. To who? To fucking criminals. Well, a Gnostic takes down the criminals. That's the real spiritual work. Not the, I'm just imagining love and light, and, oh no, don't talk about demons, because you're creating them. Yes, that is the new age version of spirituality that is keeping us in the problem. Do you see anything changing in the world out there, huh? On a political scale, through this new ageism that has been going on for decades? Has anything changed, or has things gotten worse? Is it another control system, or you bet it is? So what real Gnostics do, telestai with an aim, they make an intention and say, we're taking back the whole planet. We are the people of this planet. This planet belongs to humanity, to every human soul who doesn't impose their will on other beings like the archons do, the parasites, the energetic parasites that have to leave this plane of existence, the archons that serve, in the words of Carlos Castaneda, as the ultimate test for humanity and in general for spiritual beings. The archons serve as a test to test if we are able to handle our mental capacities, if we are able to snap out of the manufactured reality by the psychopathic, archontic reality imposition of manufactured reality, as is portrayed in all the movies that you see in the cinemas for many decades. This dystopian controlled society that was written about in 1984 by George Orwell, and in Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. And in all the movies, the transhumanism, the merging of machines with with humanity, and cyborging us to them, assimilating us into what they are, a robotic, emotionless species that has no power unless we consent to their imposition. Now, when we snap out of that manufactured reality in victimhood, oh, there's nothing we can do. Oh, it's always been this way. It will always be this way. Well, guess what's going to be in your feedback loop? Guess what CD of reality is going to play and how the music's gonna feel like and how the reality is going to be that you experience. Well, it's a reality where you're powerless and the control system just keeps marching on. However, there is a choice, and there is always a choice. You invent reality. You do that by intention. You intend. So my intention is to take back the whole planet. To have humanity as the kings and queens of this reality. You see what I'm talking about? Not just your little community, okay? That doesn't work. It does not work. It may work for a limited time until the psychopaths show up, okay? And want to impose their control system on you. So what I'm talking about is you need to confront that which is imposing itself as your ruler, as an authority. You invent reality. So the only thing that made sense for me was, okay, I'm going to make the intention to take the whole planet back. That's the only thing that makes sense. Not just my little community or my little country or whatever, I don't know. The only thing that makes sense, take the whole planet back. So I put a notice of liability in October 2020 to the Austrian president. And I get the attention by speaking and screaming off the rooftops for a whole year in Linz, on the main square in Linz, standing on the stage right in front of the police and everyone, telling them about the criminal mafia network that runs this place. And how I know that they're all privately liable and that's their worst nightmare that they have to face. All the background information to that goes back to 12 years of hard work that I've been doing, sitting at home, reading books after books after books, watching video after video after video, and alchemizing this information and drawing it right down to the question, how can I take the entire control structure down? And it is liability, responsibility. So that gained the attention of the dark occultists that run this whole Truman Show, artificial, superficial reality. They run it from the background. And that's how we ended up in Saint Corona. Directly at the place of the high priest of Austria. And boy, oh boy, did everything expose itself. Absolutely exposed itself completely. So I went there, and as I say again, the full story will be shared with you on this channel for free to make you realize what's really going on and that there is another step outside of the alternative media loop that starts with the mainstream media of total bullshit and lies and comes back into the loop of the matrix through the alternative media just sharing with you entertainment to keep you entertained. Okay, I'm just going to share this with you. I was on Iconic on the platform of David Icke and the Icks, Gareth Icke, who are doing a great job, by the way. Full respect to that. However, I was told that they want news coverage from what's happening in Austria, because I was on it now the last two shows, except the one that just happened on Friday. They wanted news coverage from what's happening in Austria. What I was giving to them wasn't what they wanted. And I told them, well, excuse me, I'm sharing with you the information of how to take a country back. But you want me to tell you how people feel in Austria. Well, how do you think they're feeling? Do you think people in Austria, where the control system is being implemented in a rush, how do you think they feel? Do you think they feel any different to people in Germany or people in France or people in Great Britain? Who the fuck's interested? I can share with you the information of how to take back a country, and you don't want to listen. This is what has actually happened, guys. And that is no disrespect to Gareth Icke and the operation on Iconic. It's not that they control the position, but it's the entertainment industry of the alternative media that I've been talking about with you on all the videos when you go back in the last few months. We're putting our heads at line to take this planet back because these sickos are a bluff, let me tell you. So I went to St. Corona, being told by Errol, what's going on here? We need you, mate. And I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. Larry, shall we? Let's see what happens. So I go there. We do 3 ayahuasca ceremonies. 3, okay? 2 happened on the 28th and the 29th of November. So when I get this right, that was Sunday and Monday of this week. And boy, did this medicine work. The medicine. You know what ayahuasca is? I didn't have a clue. I thought I knew when I took ayahuasca the first few times. So this was my 7th, 8th, and 9th time of drinking ayahuasca. I thought I knew what it was. Do you know what? We haven't a clue what ayahuasca is. But the information that I got is what is being portrayed in the Matrix movie as weapons of mass destruction. When it comes down to asking the question, how can you take down an entire satanic pedophile, child raping, child molesting, child trafficking, child killing network? How do you do that? Through weapons of mass destruction, like ayahuasca, and what we also added in our brew, datura, where, according to Errol, the shamans in Peru, when they are asked about datura and if they want to take datura for doing shamanic work with datura, they say datura or no, because it's incredibly powerful, as we found out. So just to keep this story short, I'm doing just 30 minutes here. Okay, I'm not, like, after we did this ceremony, the 3rd one, and we had full exposure of what was going on in this house. It was 4 archons and 4 lions from the Lyrans. The battle of all ages, the intergalactic, interdimensional war that's been going on between the archons and the Lyrans. The lions. Remember the video I did about the lions, guys? Well, you know from where we are coming from. Me and Errol, for example. And they showed face. The vampire empire. There were vampires. So we finish our ceremony, the 3rd ceremony of ayahuasca. And suddenly, after the ceremony was done, after 5 hours of intense journeying, it was an unbelievable experience. And we'll explain all of this in detail, okay? Just have to give you some bullet points here, just to give you an update, because I've not been on for a week now, and I just got up. But it's important for me to share this with you and keep you updated on what's happening here, because we're taking it back. We have already taken back the country energetically, and now we're going to pull it in material. You're going to see it. So they come in to the hut where we're staying in. So it was a, we were doing the ceremonies in a yurt right next to the church of Saint Corona, of the Corona energy during the Corona crisis. Oh, it's just coincidence. In a coincidence universe, yes, but that doesn't exist. In a synchronistic universe, we were, as I said in the last video, we were taking down the signal. We were taking down and cutting the signal of the transmission of the multidimensional matrix control system. Remember, as one alluded to in the last video in the comments, They Live and all the other movies where the transmission comes from. That's what the matrix is. What is the matrix? It's a signal. And our intention for those ceremonies were to cut the signal of the matrix and let the natural corona energy, crowning energy, or life force energy, whatever you want to call it, the new codes, the new light codes, the new paradigm codes, the new reality, those codes create reality. They influence your psyche, make you think new paradigm thoughts to create the new paradigm together in co-evolution with this planet, with the planetary intelligence that is beyond anything of these psychopathic control freaks that have to leave this planet now. So they come into the yurt where we were doing the ceremony, and it's a standoff. The guy walks in, the high priest, okay, as he always does, smoking his weed, and he smokes and blows the smoke in my eyes and looks at me like this. And we took them down. Nothing they can do about it. We have already checkmated them with the truth. So now they're going crazy after that third ceremony. Next day I'll wake up. I go into that house because the yurt was next to the house of these Satanists. Okay? When you go into that house, man, when you go into the toilet of that house, you can literally smell and feel the Satanism that goes on there. They sacrifice human beings in the dungeons of the church there. So what they do is, and Errol will explain this in more detail, the corona, the crowning energy, the new energy, the energy of the new paradigm, new signal, that supersedes the old signal of the matrix, the fear-based matrix. That is rising through the earth, and this corona energy comes through first from the information and the intel we got directly from ayahuasca. It comes through Saint Corona. What they do then is they do human sacrifice underneath the church in Saint Corona to invert the corona energy that's coming through, to invert that because of the human sacrifice, and that is the matrix transmission and what we call COVID-19, with everyone wearing muzzles, taking tests, and getting their end game into their body. Yeah, that's how it works. They cannot originate anything, the archons. They can only counter mimicry. They can only twist and manipulate what is already there. So what comes through as awakening corona energy from the earth is inverted and then live streamed through the 5G networks throughout the entire world to keep people asleep and to get their shot. That's what's really going on. And we have many, many more things to share with you on what's really going on. And the next day, I'll wake up, want to go and make a coffee upstairs in that house, because we're just walking past these demons, Fuck you. I'm protected. Remember that picture that I shared with you in one of the videos? Walk like 3,000 ancestors are behind you. Yeah, that's how we walk. Can't touch us. That's what I've learned along my journey. been confronted directly with Satanists, with demons, with vampires walking around you, and you just walk up with your head up straight, and you're like, what are you gonna do, huh? Nothing. Because you are a bluff, you're nothing. Your intimidation doesn't work. So anyways, I go the next morning after the third ceremony, I go into the house, I want to make a coffee, and the high priest goes crazy on me. Fuck you, Steve, and he takes me on the throat. Errol's next to me, and me and Errol resolve that situation, because you see these fucking Satanists, they're such victims that they attack you, but if I would have given him a punch on the nose, he would have been the first to cry, call the police on us, and cause trouble. You see, that's why the best is to just resolve and stay in balance. He attacked me again at night when I just wanted to get some water. Suddenly he throws me on the floor, and this is where this happened. Okay, can you see this? Yeah, it's not big. I'm not crying about it, but this is direct evidence. What has been going on and what we are doing here. It's not a joke. I'm not live streaming this for a joke. I've not got this YouTube channel to keep you entertained. This is what I have always persisted in conveying to all of you, is that this channel is dedicated for the truth, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how difficult it is. And we had to leave there in St. Corona, because whenever I would go into that house, they would physically attack me. They can't attack Errol, but they always went for me, and I can't do my work like I'm doing the live stream. I can't do my work in this environment. So we had to leave. And as it happens now, as it is now, we're basically homeless. Yeah, that's what you get. We busted their entire operation with what we've done. Because it was time to leave, because with Mother Ayahuasca and the ceremonies we did, we switched off the human sacrifice inverted energy signal transmission of the mind control grid through 5G and the smart grid. We cut that signal, and the new signal is now flowing. So we did the most massive of jobs, go into the house of the high priest of Satanism with his bitch boys and take them down, transform that signal. That's what we did. Job done, and we move on, and now we're homeless since nearly 4 days. We've got nowhere to go. Yesterday, we took a look at a house that was recommended to us by a woman that got into contact with me through Luma. Hello, Luma. So you hear this for the first time, okay? Remember what you sent to me? And a woman saying she's got a house somewhere in Austria, and she wants people who are not vaxxed to live there, to keep the house going, because she's gone out of Austria. We show up at that house. It's totally satanic. It's absolutely, completely disgusting. We find comics there with Dracula, with reptilians in there. Everything is complete mess. And we stood there at 7:30 in the evening with a woman that's with us, who's part of our crew, Liz, and her little child, Leonie. She's 5 years old. We're desperately looking for a place to stay. And it's a complete mess. So the only option that we had of staying somewhere is gone. So now we find ourselves here in a house of someone that I don't even know. No idea who they are. Nice people. Just got to know them half an hour ago. Sleeping in their place. This is what's happening. So when you do the job, when you do the right job, the entire system turns against you. And then you're homeless. We slept in the garden 2 days ago, me and Errol. Yeah, that's the truth. And now we're looking for a place to stay where we can do our work and do our interviews, to give this out to people and plan for the next step, which is going to be a massive. This is also what I saw in the vision of ayahuasca, a massive festival in Vienna at the top of the Hofburg. Type in the Hofburg to see what it is on the Heldenplatz, and declare that Austria is free, because we have taken down energetically the entire, okay, it's all in the holographic sense to make you understand better what we have done. We faced the high priest of Satanism on top of the hierarchy here in Austria. You've got this whole Truman Show of the Matrix trying to take your attention on looking at the main front players of this control structure. And you see the Queen of England with all their ceremony and doing this and that. And you see the Pope and the Vatican. This is all matrix of distraction to take your attention away from those who are running the whole system in the background, whose names you do not know. I already mentioned one name and I don't give a fuck. Francis Vogel, the high priest of Satanism in Austria, right in the background, living right next to the church of Saint Corona, the high priest that nobody knows, but everyone takes the orders from. This is the guy we busted, totally, to the point where he attacked me physically. Oh yeah, you lost the game, did you? Yeah, you see what happens? You see what happens? You see what happens? Shithead. Trying to enslave all of humanity. Not even taking responsibility for nothing. These people are all about victimhood. Always victims. Always. They attack you physically and then say that you attacked them. That's how twisted they are. It's unbelievable. So yeah, how about that for an update, huh? How about that for an update? Hey, Yasna, thank you for inquiring. You know, wherever. If anyone knows anything here in Austria, if anyone's listening to this, if anyone knows anything, get in contact with the email in the description below. Because we're looking for a place and it's up for synchronicity that we find something. All right, so what an update, huh? What an update. I couldn't make this up. Do you really think we could make this up? So thanks for asking. I wanted to say this also, guys. We really, and I hardly ever do this, we really need your support right now. So underneath in the description below, you can become Patreon supporters, or you can make a free donation over PayPal. That's the only way you can support us right now. Before we're in the unknown. But we'll find a way. Also picked up a cold along the way. But we're strong. We're strong because the most important was to get the job done. And yesterday was the lowest point of the whole journey. Thinking you have a house to live in and it's then being shown as it was seriously disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But that's what these satanic networks do. They make you run around in circles and see, we control everything. Ha ha ha. This woman got in contact with me more than 2 weeks ago, telling me she's got this house. That was even before I went to St. Corona. Can you imagine? These satanic networks know exactly who we are, exactly what we're doing, and they just want to make us go crazy, but can't turn us into crazy because we're not crazy. We're not you. We're not like you. So that's it for an update. A horrible cough that I've, even though I didn't catch the whole thing that was in my family, a kid which doesn't exist. Didn't catch that because I was always going in the ice cold water, but I caught a cold, unfortunately. Hopefully that will heal as soon as possible. So that's it from the update. much more to come. You have to imagine they even took my charger. They even took my charger from the place we were staying in St. Corona. Before I left, they went into my bag and removed my charger for my laptop, not to be able to expose this. What does that say? Huh? What does that say? And I want to re-emphasize one of the most important principles is the following. As long as the roots of wickedness is hidden, it is strong. When it is recognized, it dissolves. And when it is revealed, it perishes. That's what we are. We're revealers. Gnostic revealers. The outcasts of society. Homeless for the time being. Just about getting from one day to the next. And if we ever needed your help right now, from all of you in the community, it is now. So if you can, it would be of great help if you donate to the cause and help us get through this, because as I've just shared with you, this is a big job we're doing, and we'll just continue doing it. Everyone does what they can do. However, we're not here to entertain you. Media entertainment, as I've explained, with the feedback loop of the alternative media, keeping you stuck, entertained, talking about the same old things all the time. We're actually doing the job physically, going into the place of the satanic priesthood, drinking ayahuasca there 3 times and busting that which is most precious to them, which relates to the nature of reality and the cutting of the signal of their control system, transforming it for the new signal to come in, the new paradigm. How about that? So, hope you enjoyed this. I'll speak to you soon, because now we've got a charger. And yeah, everything is reordering itself again for us to do our work. Please support us. Take very good care. Also, stay strong inside your being and realize that the desperacy that they're rolling this out right now is showing weakness instead of strength. They're crumbling. Their empire is completely busted. And now we're doing the next steps. And at the end, you will see us on the top of the Hofburg saying Austria is free and the whole world is free. We're taking back the whole world. No matter where you live, we're going to take it back together with you listening to this. If you get the signal of the new paradigm that we're transmitting. Till next time, much love to all of you. Take very good care. Bye-bye.